Well, good evening, pastors, clergy, and laity. My name is Cliff McCall. I'm the youth director and director of contemporary worship at Avenue UMC in Milford. I wish I could be there with you all tonight, but I appreciate you having me through this video. For the past 2 years, I've had the privilege of serving on the Dover District Strategic Leadership Team, and tonight I want to talk to you briefly about what the DDSLT has been up to, as well as ways that we hope to partner with your church in the future. Through the process of strategic planning and fervent prayer, our desire is to form a partnership of support and friendship between the members of our team and you as a congregation, in order to be more effective and obedient in the Great Commission. Any church that wants to be more active, more integrated, or more involved in their community is encouraged to join us on our mission. Let me put it this way. A woodsman was once asked, "What would you do if you had 5 minutes to chop down a tree?" He answered, "I would spend the first 2.5 minutes sharpening my axe." Now, although this quote has never been verified or attributed to an author, the point is still very valid. Having the right tools that are maintained properly make us more effective to do what we need to do. We here at the DDSLT have been working tirelessly for the past 2 years to develop new ways of sharpening those tools that you as a church already possess. Our process is fairly simple and easy to understand. The first phase is the assessment phase, where we sit down with you as a church and take a look at where things are through the use of some carefully selected metrics and surveying devices. We realize that every church is different, so we've compiled a number of different tools to meet your church's specific needs and characteristics. The second phase is the identification phase. Here's where we really do the heavy lifting. Through the analysis of data we collect, we can begin to look at reasonable and attainable goals that you as your church want to set. In this phase, we get to hear what the passions and desires of your congregation are. We can begin to identify what your church's strengths are, what the desires of your congregation members are, and areas where your congregation might want to improve on. But most importantly, we get to see what the DNA of your church actually looks like. Is your congregation mission-oriented, or are they most empowered through prayer and teaching? Does your congregation see areas of mission that they would like to see growth in? Does your community maybe have a need that your church doesn't realize or hasn't realized they have the potential to serve in? These are types of questions we can start to answer in the identification phase. Next is the most exciting phase. In the vision development stage, we look at all the information we've collected and compare it to what your church's DNA is. After that, we start planning for future steps that your church will take, as well as begin to cast vision for the future of your church through groups like your church council and other leadership teams in your congregation. We walk alongside anyone from your church who is willing to partner with us. We present our findings, our assessments, and the visions that you've crafted and plans for the future to your church council for approval or adjustment. Finally, the DDSLT will check in with your church regularly and start to fine-tune small adjustments that need to be made to help continue to set goals and to meet those goals and to cast vision for the future. Although we've only been on this journey for a short period of time, the district has already begun to see extremely positive results from churches who've partnered with the DDSLT. Goals have been set and met in a number of churches throughout the district. Prayer revival days have been set up. Congregations have begun to grow. New members have been welcomed in new and exciting ways, and so much more. You can check out some of the testimonies on the DDSLT website. That's sites.google.ddsltinfo/home. And you can hear from all the pastors in the district who are seeing positive qualitative and quantitative growth in a number of different areas in their church. In the future, we hope to continue to develop our programs and expand into new areas, such as areas of personal and group coaching, disciple making, and the covenant discipleship process. Now, personally, I can say that applying the tools and techniques taught through the DDSLT process from Dr. John has led to an increase in volunteerism, attendance, and spiritual growth and formation in the students that we oversee through our Fusion Student Ministries program. We've also begun to see great qualitative and quantitative developments in our adult praise and worship team that I have the privilege of overseeing. Philippians 3:12 and 14 says, "I do not claim to have already succeeded, or have I already become perfect. I keep striving to win the prize which Christ Jesus has already won me to himself. So I run straight towards the goal in order to win the prize with God's call through Jesus Christ to the life above. It's this attitude of diligence, excellence, and service that I'm reminded to keep moving onward and upward in my personal faith and in the ministries that I've been called to oversee. Personally, I think it's extremely important to continue to look forward towards becoming more like Christ in our prayers, our presence, our gifts, our service, and our witness to others. If you have any questions at all, please ask Dr. Sa. I'm sure she'll be able to give you all the information that you need. And I encourage all of you to search your hearts through prayer and meditation and ask yourself, is your church ready to take intentional and well thought out next steps to make positive changes to your future by starting your own church strategic leadership team? The DDSLT is an amazing resource that's here to help in any way that it can. And we are ready to walk beside you every step of the way. Thank you so much for having me. Again, I wish I could be there, but please consider joining us on this journey. And God bless you.